Hello, my name is Kaylin. If my first journal entry, I'll be reviewing Braun Berkner's ecological systems compared to my life. So, based off the 5 ecological forces that he claims influences a child's life, I will see how they influence my life and help me become and upgrade the person I am now. So, firstly, we have the microsystem, which is influences the child experiences directly. So that would be intermediate family and the type of environment they grew up in. So I grew up firstly in, from what I remember, a single parent household. My parents were divorced. So I learned more from my mom and what she was doing. So she was an independent woman. She was ready to provide for her 5 kids, and she was always working. She was always determined. She was independent. She was strong. She kept pushing forward no matter what. So based off of that, that has made me the female I am now. I'm independent and I work hard and I push to do what I need to do in order to get by. But I've also now am a part of a blended family because I have a stepfather and I have a mom. So also seeing that, I've also seen how 2 people can work together in order to make stuff happen and to make life easier than what it would be to work independently. So I'm currently in a relationship and I'm learning with my boyfriend how to build something strong so we can rely on each other when we need to, but also build and grow from each other. Also with the microsystem, I've experienced 2 different types of lifestyles, from living like in an apartment, like a low class-ish apartment, to like now a house my parents own and we live in. So it was a drastic jump from an apartment to a house. So I got to see how different the lifestyles is and the different opportunities that it offers and the lifestyle that it creates. An apartment, I feel like it's more temporary and it's more like you're almost there, but you're not to the point that you want to be. So I've seen the growth of what from apartment to a house could be. So it allowed me to be more aware of my surroundings. An apartment, I feel like it was more reserved, more quiet, more different than with a house. The house is more open, more wide, more space, more opportunities. From there, I'll go on to the mesosystem. So, which is the interconnections between elements that surround the child. So basically, the relationships that happen outside of the household that like don't necessarily include me, but include me in a way. So, for example, I saw this video on it, and it was talking about how my parents' relationship with one of my teachers. I remember all my teachers and my parents had a good relationship. All my teachers and my mother had a good relationship. There wasn't really an issue. Anytime that I had something going on, they talked about it. They were helpful. They worked together to make sure that me as the whole child was secure and set and prepared and on the right path. So that was never like anything that like fell short. So I've always had that. My parents and my teachers always had that connection where they come together. Also with like when it comes to my friends' parents and my parents, they always made sure to like get to know each other before like ever letting me out of their sight and being with someone else's family. They made sure that they focused on my safety and my well-being before me going out to have fun. So that also plays a role in my life because now I'm more worried of my surroundings and who I put myself around. So I know to be more aware because as we know, the world is not always as we see it and it's not always going to be safe. Next, the ecosystem, the exosystem, which is links between social setting that doesn't involve the child. So, for example, when I saw in the video, it was the parent's experience at work. So, the parent's experience at work can be brought home. It can be stressful. You might bring that stress home. You might not mean it intentionally to the child, but unfortunately, it might come off that way. So, I think sometimes that has happened in my life. But also, I have older siblings, so my older siblings kind of shield me from that. Like anytime my mom was tired or stressed out, or my stepdad was tired or stressed out and didn't like have the energy to deal with things in the home, my step siblings always stepped up and was there to make sure everything was secure and the house was basically in order. But I've also seen like but they couldn't always show me, so I seen the struggles, and I've seen like what my family had to do in order to get by. But it just, in my mind, it shows me that life isn't easy, so I don't go about life expecting things based off this experience. So like I'll always work hard and push and go for my drive, but at the end of the day, I know like it is what it is basically. Um, excuse me, hold on. Okay. Next, we'll move to the macro system, which is the overreaching culture that influences all the other systems. So basically, like location in the city, and you know what I mean. And but yeah, so basically, in the beginning of my life, from like kindergarten or preschool, all the way going to the beginning of sixth grade, I was living in a predominantly white environment, went to a predominantly white school. So me being black was kind of a struggle a little bit because most people didn't understand like my differences, of course. Like I used to get bullied for my hair because my hair was a different texture, and people used to see me differently because I was like one out of the 3 black girls in the school. So like I found a way to fit in and to be more like them, so I know how to act, because not even be more like them, but maybe like that's what I was used to. I was used to being around predominantly white people, so I wouldn't say I was acting white, but I fit their aesthetic and who they were. Like things that you see black people do, I was not doing. I did not really know my full culture and who I was because I was never always around black people. I was always around white people or Hispanics. So I was never fully aware of my culture and who I was. But when like towards the middle of no, the beginning also of sixth grade, because that's sort of my first few weeks in my old neighborhood, and then I moved down to Delaware when I went to a predominantly black school and I was in a predominantly black area. So I was immediately learned that the way that I was acting and the person that I was doesn't really fit my culture and who I am. So I was gratefully able to learn about my culture, what it is to be black, what it means to be accepted, what it means to be around other people that are like me, that look like me, that understand what it's like to be me, what it understands what it's like to be black in a white society. So with that, I was able to learn how to code switch easily, so I can be around both different types of people. And then the last ecological system, we have chronal system, which is changes in the child and environment over time and growing up. So like growing up and like adjusting to change. So when I was younger, I was always used to my mom. It was always my mom and my siblings. But when my mom got married, I was older and I learned how to accept and be okay with someone new coming into my life and taking that ownership and that role as a father. And it was very helpful because it helped me learn what having a male figure like in my life is like and should be. And it helped me also like picture the type of life I want and the type of men and guys I want around me, because I feel like that's a big effect. I feel like your father plays a role and an example of what type of guy should be in your life and what type of guy shouldn't be in your life. So having him come into my life made that change and adjustment for me, because I know the difference between like right and wrong with men. Also, as I get older, I learned the way of the world. When I was younger, I used to think things were so easy and things come easy and I can get what I want when I feel like it. As I got older and I seen how money came in for my family and I seen how money came in for myself when I started working, I began to understand life's not that easy and you have to work hard for everything and it just takes time. Also with the change, I am one of the youngest out of my siblings, so I was so used to being the younger sister until my younger sister was born. So I had to get used to like making that shift, like not on like yes, I have my older sister to look up to and for them to be there for me and look out for me, but now I had to do that same thing for my little sister. So it was a switch because I had to learn what it was like to be a big sister, but I never had to be that before. So that was also a change for me because I think I was like It was 2014, so I was what, like 11, 12, something like that. So yeah, it was a big change for me from always being used to being the younger sister. And that also goes into with my siblings leaving as they got older. They left the house, so it was literally just me being the main mainly of my little sister, who she looks up to more life. So I'm still had to be a big change in myself and the choices that I made, because I know that she was looking up to me, or is looking up to me, just like I was looking up to my siblings when they were older and what to do. But that's basically me as a whole of the ecological systems. I will say that with this, they do play a role, because as I listed with each of the 5 forces, they have made an impact in my life and who I am today.